the day I logged on. Now when I'm scrolling through, when I see you, I'm sworn. You had my mind before I double tap that icon. And now you're all I ever wanna keep my eyes on. Just to be fair, you put it there, babe. So I can't help but to like and love everything you do. So perfectly made, your smile is amazing, baby. And you don't need no filter, but on you it looks cute. Oh, share my world, come 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 share. Just to be real, seeing the real you's got me feeling you more. My heart hit the floor first time you walk through that door. Each moment you're near me makes me fall for you more. Now I gotta get you up in my arms. Just to be fair, you put it there, babe. So I can't help but to like and love everything you do. So perfectly made, your smile is amazing, baby. And you don't need no filter. But on you it looks cute. But on you it looks cute. Oh, share my world, come 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 share, come share. You take over all my feelings. I'm so high on your ride. If you have me, then I'm so here for you, and I can reach the sky. Oh, share my world, come 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 share, come share, share my world, come 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 share, come share. I don't like that last one, but it's alright.
Man, that song was. Man, got the coolest set off. That was insane. That's what I keep telling people. Psyche sound is the truth. You know what I mean? I always tell people this cat is the baddest cat in the game. You guys are sleeping. It's the best kept secret. Psyche sound. We're gonna be interviewing him a little later.
Yes.
Yes, we got to chop it up with him.
Yes, he's going to be, well, he just performed in the Spotlight studio, so
That's
I
right.
can't wait to talk to him.
You?
Yeah.
Man, that guy's an alien. And I
when
love
you
it.
get all that
I
energy.
love it. He's an alien. Yes, but speaking of chopping it up, let's chop it up real quick. How you doing, T?
I'm doing pretty good, Oz.
Yeah? How was
Yes,
your
I
weekend? As you used to usually asking me, well, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good.
Tell me about it.
Well, you know, we in this pandemic times.
We still in the pandemic?
I actually enjoyed being home this weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, what you do?
I got some work done at home.
Yeah?
And I stayed at home.
You saw that I baked some cookies.
Bake some cookies. No, I got some of my creative work done too.
Yeah.
Some of my writing that I needed to finish. Yeah.
Okay,
I started writing lyrics to another music track I had, and that I, you know. So I said,
Speaking
well, let me
of
work
which,
on this.
hold on now. Wait a minute. Let's go there.
All right, we can
The
go there.
project. That's how I'm gonna start describing it. the project.
The project.
Yes, Miss
Okay.
Tisa Williams' musical project, which is going to be epic.
Thank you.
Can we do some effects with my voice? Epic. Man, this lady's voice is whew. You know, this we got some surprises for you guys. You guys have no idea. 624 is just warming up. Miss Tisa Williams is going to might drop a bomb on y'all. I don't know. I don't want to get y'all too hyped.
I love your descriptions, Oz.
I can't help it.
I know, right?
We just had Psyche Sound. Last week we
Yeah.
had the cast from Riff.
Yes.
Man, this show is bananas. It's crazy.
Well, you know,
What's going on?
I love to see the excitement that music can actually create in a person. You
Yeah.
know, it does the same thing to me.
Yeah.
You know, I listen to a song sometimes. If I'm feeling like down or just not in a certain mood,
Yeah.
music always lifts me up.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
Put on some Stevie, some Marvin Gaye, or some Beyonce.
What's your
or-
favorite instrument?
My favorite instrument
yeah.
is definitely the voice first,
Yeah, absolutely. I can understand that.
but the piano.
Piano?
The piano is like the mother of all instruments.
Well, later on we're going to show you an instrument you may have not ever seen before.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking about alien technology. So we're going to introduce you to the artist known as Psyche Sound, but the instrument, one of the many instruments he plays, and that was my segue into that. But yes, we got some great things coming on. But one more question about your project.
Mm-hmm.
You got any idea when you might drop it?
Yeah,
single?
well,
Give me something.
it's going to be in August. Yeah. August.
See why I keep these papers?
The dramatics.
There's nothing on them but
The
notes.
dramatics.
My God,
I like the dramatics.
you guys are gonna get cooked.
Yeah.
This show we're gonna break the norm. We're gonna do things. We're gonna have exclusive. We're gonna discover artists and talented people. We're gonna reintroduce some classicals. Classic people that you may know of.
Yeah.
But you're always gonna be
Yeah, I think
on
it's
your toes.
important to actually do that. Like
Yeah.
what you're saying. Like one of our first guests was Dexter One.
Dexter. Give it up for Dexter
Now,
oneself.
of course, we were
Epic.
either not born or youngsters when he was doing his thing.
Timeless music though.
But listening to him and him taking us all through the history
Nights
of
Over
what he
Egypt.
dealt with, and then his music living on through hip hop today.
Yeah.
Everybody like sampling him and all. So we're gonna, continue to bring on artists from back in the day because they can teach the young folks what's going on today. And
How
a lot
it's
of their
done.
music, how it's done.
Yeah.
And a lot of the music is being sampled. So
Right.
samples live on. So
Yeah, but you gotta have something to sample. That's where they go.
that's where it comes
Ain't
in.
that the truth?
When they don't play
Talk to
instruments,
me.
they use
Take me to church.
turn on some music and start singing to it. That's how it all came about.
Testify. Speaking of which, we usually go to the questions, right? We got some questions for us. The question section.
Well, there was a gentleman by the name. What was his name? Donovan.
Donald Hightower.
Donald. Yeah.
Donald Hightower from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Big up to Oklahoma.
I've never been to Oklahoma.
Listen, you know what? I love Oklahoma. I think of Officer and the Gentleman. Where you from, boy? Oklahoma. Ain't nothing. No, let me stop because that's
Okay.
not a good. Yeah.
Yeah, because I never saw that movie. Actually,
It's a classic. It's a classic.
It is a classic. Of course,
But
I know the
Oklahoma's a
title.
beautiful. That's beautiful country. They said,
Right. That's where
heartland.
That's where he's from.
He's actually from what I see in
what
the
was-
notes. He's from Washington D.C. He's a D.C. boy. D.C. people are cool people. I love D.C.
Well,
people.
what was his question?
Oh, shit, I forgot.
Don't
No,
forget
no,
the
no.
question.
Hold on.
Forget the
Look at the
question.
notes here.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Donald Hightower wants to know, Miss Tisa, how do you handle adversity? I guess that's the broad sense of the question. Like when you have, in life you run across obstacles, do you have a go-to reaction or response? Do you have a philosophy, or is it just...
Yeah. Well, adversity is one of those monsters that always pops up at some point, right?
True.
Yeah. For me, I always go within first.
Okay.
For me, it's a spiritual thing. I quiet myself, and that's usually where I get answers. I quiet myself. I meditate, and I get answers.
Yeah.
I also pray.
Okay.
Because prayer works. I've watched it work in my life many, many times. But, I try to stay away from things that can jar me too much to bring out, an emotion or a side of myself that I don't want to display too much. So going within and dealing with the situation as it is, whatever the situation is,
Gotcha.
that's where I go to first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get it.
Internal.
Yeah. I got to piggyback off you because for me, what obstacles give birth to is it actually reveals who you are.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like if you reverse engineer it, these moments really define who you are. Because I always like to see how people deal with challenges because it's ironic, but in the worst moments, the best part of you should be revealed. Because it's easy to lose your head and flip out and cry and moan. I mean, that's a reaction. But when you say, okay, will this stop me? And then you got to ask yourself, do you want that thing or that challenge or that obstacle or that goal bad enough to go through this experience?
Sure.
If not, let it go. There's no argument in that. Plus, you don't know if this situation is going to give you what you're looking for because it's not always revealed. And you got to be open to accept what is because stress comes from not accepting what is. You can say what you want or you can say what you had, but what you have in this moment is no judgment in that. It's just cold. It's just embarrassing. But who are you in the face of that? Are you going to cry now? Or are you going to, what are you? And if you go into that internal place, like you said, you're like, well, I'm not going to let them see me cry. No, you're not going to get that. You're like, yo, I can handle it.
Well, sometimes they might see me cry.
And that's okay too.
Whoever they are.
But that's okay too. You got to say, well, okay, I'm crying. So what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and?
Well, crying is an emotion. Emotions are so important.
Absolutely. What you going to do with it?
It pushes us to do things in life.
You're going to write a song, a hit record, a single?
Yeah.
Why not? I don't know. I thought that was a fascinating question.
Yeah. Well, that's my answer.
I love it.
And of course, music is like I mentioned a little bit earlier, when it's just the ultimate mood changer for me.
Yeah, ain't nothing like sax. Sax can lead to sax.
Sax or sex.
Yeah.
Sax could lead
to
to
some sax time, right? You know what I mean? Babies. Yeah. But, the violins can, stoke the heart.
Yeah.
Guitar can make you want to fight. Electric guitar. You want to kick some, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mosh pits.
Drums too, right?
For
sure.
Flute, all those different instruments. No, I'm always receptive to new sounds and all that good stuff. But what's the we got another question, don't we? What else we got? We got somebody named Hugh. I don't know who this guy is, but he says, "Who does your lighting and all of your technical stuff?" Yeah.
Are you ready to give props to him? Or
yeah, I gotta give props to my
DP.
DP. He's phenomenal. He tried. You guys looking to hire somebody that he's just phenomenal. He's probably gonna kill me for putting him on the spotlight, but he's just the best in the business. I just had to give him props. He deserves that. Absolutely. And we always rag on each other. he's a good dude, man. He's the best.
Yeah.
And I'm so blessed to work with him. Speaking of which, the crew of Riff was, big up to them. If I didn't get to tell you guys, thank you for what we've done so far. We got some great stuff coming on.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, is that Ashley in the audience? The star of Riff? Oh, that's her.
Oh, okay.
Say hi, Ash.
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
Well, we're
Shameless
looking
plug.
forward to Riff, and this is a great experience. Being here on the 6th.
24. Don't forget to subscribe.
And
like button, please. Seriously, that means you guys hear that all the time. Excuse me, but that's critical to really show that the show is viable and it means something outside.
Yeah, and it's critical for us to get to know you and just subscribe.
Tell us what you think. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the whole artistry thing, I think that we're gonna, like we said, we're gonna bring some more artists on here. But how has music affected your life? Like,
I have soundtrack.
What effect has it had on your life? The soundtrack of your life?
Yeah, I have soundtracks in my head, and especially being a writer. Mm-hmm. When I wrote my last novel, I had to hear Bjork. Big up to Bjork. Mm-hmm. She was the soundtrack to that particular project. But with Riff, I'm hearing hip hop and R&B, and I hear the music of the story.
It's one of my faves.
And then the I love the score. Because you get emotional, you know what I mean, and you can get angry. So yeah, music is everything.
Absolutely. Even when I was writing the music for my project, it's a very similar thing, because it's like the soundtrack of my life.
Yeah.
Different experiences that I have gone through, relationships.
I heard the track. Some of the tracks I heard, the instrumentation is so polished and defined, and I can tell just listen to your music that you love and appreciate music because there's so much passion in the chord changes and the background vocals and the embellishments. Beautiful piece of art, and there's music and then there's art, because when you define something as art, it stands out as a definitive piece of work, and that your project is a monster, and I'm just so proud of you, and I think the world you guys got to listen to me when I'm telling you. Because I remember she did a song one time, and I told people, I said, Tisa can sing. They, okay, yeah. I said, Tisa can sing. And people see how excited I get about certain things. I don't get excited about everything, but when I get excited about something, it's real.
That's true.
Because if you get my attention as an artist, because artist is my life. Or art is my life. But when I hear something I love, an artist I love, I'm like, yo, I see something that stands out. And I kept telling people, I said, Tisa voice it'll change you. Right. Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, what's the score of the game, man? You got to keep on talking. And then my friend's memorial, God rest his soul, Malaku. Miss you, brother. You were having problems with the PA system, which is a whole nother story.
A little bit of text. We got through it.
It happens, but you showed that you were the constant pro. And people were eating and whatever. And then when you got your hit that tap, all of a sudden you said, I said, and I sat back and I'm watching people's I didn't even watch you. I watched people's reaction. And you hit that first note, everybody you hit that second one, and that third one, the heart they had to clench their heart ouch.
Were they clenching their heart because it sounded horrible?
No, they start welling up, you sniffling. I'm like, oh my God. And you even got caught up in emotion. It just, people still, this is years ago, they still talking about it. I said, I told you, you suckers.
That was a beautiful day.
Man, you killed it. And you know, you might even do that to the 624 audience one day soon, I'm saying.
That's what it's all about. It's nothing if you can't share it. I want to give a big shout out to Chucky Booker. Because
give it up.
Going to LA and working with him.
Absolutely.
And just, letting the music kind of just breathe and speak for itself, and everything that I kind of conveyed to him musically, he was able to do.
Chucky.
And also Kurt Dowd.
Kurt,
awesome
give it up.
Writer, keyboardist, composer, producer.
You work with so many great artists.
Yeah, it's been a nice ride. I've been enjoying it.
You just getting started though.
Well, yeah, I feel like I'm just like a baby in it.
Yeah.
Been around it for a while.
You worked hard for this moment, and it's about to drop. It's about to drop.
Yeah.
So we got some stuff cooking for you guys coming up on the 624.
Yes, looking forward to talking to Psyche
of Sound. Yo, this guy is
He's amazing, and he's in the Spotlight studio, and we're going to talk to him in just a moment.
We'll be back.
So stick around.
You're ready to have your lid blown off. You hear what I said?
Oh, yeah, we are in the 624 Spotlight studio.
Holla.
With our special guest today is Psyche of Sound.
Sound.
Give it up. Psyche of Sound, how you doing?
Amazing.
Fantastic. I'm very happy to be here.
Man, listen, we happy to have you, brother. You turn things way out of proportion with you just next level.
Getting it lukewarm in here.
Yo, first question. What does Psyche of Sound? What is that? Talk to me. What's the sound? What's
Psyche, taking the meaning from soul, mind, and body of sound, and kind of saw the word one day in English class back in the DZ in college, and I liked the whole Michael Jackson King of Pop, and I wanted to be of something. So Psyche of Sound, because I kind of did all kinds of music, and I was making my own sound effects at that time with processors and sampling them, and making the beats. So the Psyche of sound. Like, I didn't want to be kind of a hip hop artist or pop artist or rock artist. I kind of just wanted to be the embodiment of music.
Wow, that's so awesome. Like you said, you used a lot of technology.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you get into that?
I'm just always been like, it's probably Prince and Michael's fault, but like visually. Visually, Prince, he always had his cool guitars and things like that. But I've always been into like gadgets and things like that. And like the first time I ever saw a keyboard with all the buttons, and I was just fascinated with new sounds and always craving sound effects and sounds. So like something that someone doesn't have. I like custom things, just because it kind of draws your eye to it because no one else has it. It's like, what is that? So that kind of, also pulled me into it as well.
Well, you're one of few remaining artists that fuses sound with imagery, with theatrics. Like when you see a Psyche of Sound show, you don't just hear music. You got the creative outfits and the lights and the effects and you put that, you got skits. It's like an event. And
Well,
now, talk to me, man.
I mean,
What's
for me,
up?
I always go by, like, if you want to hear a song, put it on a CD or put it on an album or record. But if
Right.
you want to see a show, let's do a show.
Right.
Nobody wants to. I mean, even as simple as an open mic, like I would never. I never felt comfortable just sitting in the audience with my outfit on. And then next up is, I always want to have the element of surprise. And if you don't have the element of surprise, then you don't have entertainment. Because
I love it.
even if it's a concert, like if it's an artist goes on tour and does the same thing every night, if it's a live band, there's something different's going to happen the next
Sure.
night over.
Right.
So I just love the element of surprise. I love people to kind of what's going to happen today. And
That's
it's
right,
it's just kind of the thing that I enjoy.
Well, you definitely have a lot of interesting visuals. I saw some of your videos and all, and it's just amazing. That in conjunction with the instruments that you play, what's your favorite instrument and what is your first instrument?
First instrument was the violin.
What?
Yes, I was.
I can see that.
I was busting up my mom's eardrums.
Sound.
But no, it's
Was
funny.
it sound or noise?
It was sound and noise. It's a combination. Because I heard everything in my head. Like I play everything off of ear, and most people don't know that. I don't read music. I can
way.
pick out the notes if I take my time, but like visually, I don't sit down and read music.
Wow.
Everything is off of ear, and it happened at a very young age because they made the mistake. As my teacher, Mrs. Tobin, I don't know if you're still out there, but
Mrs. Beethoven, you said?
she like, who is this talking about my? No, but they gave us a tape cassette, and they gave us the sheet music. So one day, whenever we were supposed to know everything, everyone in the class was getting yelled at, except for me. Eric knows how to read his music, and blah 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 blah. And why aren't you guys on the same thing as him? And I'm thinking, I didn't think about it at that point. I'm just thinking, because I would put the tape on and listen to the little Twinkle Little Star or whatever it was, and then I just play it. And that just kind of sort of has been what I've done all the years. It wasn't until later
Yes.
when the tape stopped coming and we just get the sheet music. I'm like, oh, this is trouble. And a band director one time, I tried to play, I think it was a saxophone, and I was killing it. I ain't gonna lie, I was killing that saxophone. But when I got to class, I was killing the saxophone with my own songs. Let's establish that. Because when I got to class, I didn't sound too good because I didn't know the songs. And so the professor of the time, told my mom music wasn't my thing. It'd be best if I discontinued because.
Boy, does he feel silly right now?
No, I didn't play the songs right because I was, I didn't practice because I didn't know how to read the music.
Well, you were leaning on your ear.
I was very much, playing. And I come home, my dad would be like, "Oh, play Superman." So I'll be on the violin. He'd make me take my violin down and pluck it. So I'd be like playing Star Wars and Superman. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing for the classroom. I was just doing.
Well, maybe not for the classroom, but there's actually, I don't know if you've ever heard of Dr. Suzuki, but he's out of Japan, and that's one of the things that he specializes in is teaching children how to play by ear. And violinists as well. So you were actually on the right track.
Yeah, but
Just
my
doing what you
dad had a
naturally
lot of amazing ideas that my mother would kind of give me the side eye, like, you better not do that. Like he would tell me in the middle of the recital, take my violin down and pluck and play Michael Jackson bag, go bam, 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 bam. He's like, watch how everybody's gonna react.
That's right.
And I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea to do that in the middle of a recital.
Well, you were definitely showing your talent young, and your parents supported you very young in it. It sounds.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
I got a question. Now, be honest. Are you from the future?
Kind of both.
Okay.
For real. I went to the future to influence me now. Because I kind of talked to myself, and then I went to the future and went back and remembered what I said, and to come back to the past.
All right.
Well, see now I need proof. Do you have an instrument or device that's from the future? Can you?
Yes, I actually do.
Prove it right now. Let me see
Let me
something.
snap my fingers and. Oh, here it goes. See, I just brought this from the future.
Holy crap! What the heck is that?
This is called.
What kind of contraption is that?
That's your time machine.
This is. This is a Zen drum.
Wait a minute. So what? How do you say
a
it?
Zen, as in
Zen.
and drum.
And what does that thing do?
Well, originally made by a gentleman from Atlanta, Georgia, named David Haney.
For peaceful drumming. What do you think?
Yes.
I don't know.
It was
drumming.
made for drummers to get from behind the drum set, kind of like you do with a guitar, and play drums, without having to sit behind a drum set, or just have something strapped on.
Yeah.
When I first saw the prototype or the actual first models, I was like in awe because I was like, wait, because I as a producer, young producer at that time, I played. I don't know if you're familiar with the MPC. Beat machine, a lot of hip hop, pop, and R&B records are made with the different machines that have like.
Say that again. Hip hop pop.
Hip hop, pop.
That's a lot of spitting, ain't it?
Right.
R&B. Like a lot of those digital records are made with drum machines for sequencers. And I have an Akai MPC, so I was already beating on buttons. And if you remember, now they have these huge concerts, even with the DJs up there. You don't really see what they're doing, and I was like, it'd be great if I can actually do this in front of people. So when I found out the machine had no sounds on board, which most people are like, oh, forget it. It was like ideal for me because I was like, I can always put whatever sounds I want on it, and it'll never get old because you always have the opportunity to put something new on it. So that's kind of sort of where the journey started, and then a couple of years later, I ended up getting one, and then it led to my original models. Well, this model's my original custom model.
You still haven't proven that's a device from the future.
Oh, it's definitely from the future.
I hear you talking, but I mean...
I'll play a little something on it, to let y'all see a little simmer down version of it.
Yeah, I'm not convinced yet.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I'm a skeptic.
Hello, my name is
Psyche of Sound.
And he talks.
So y'all play drums with my left hand, and I'll set the samples with my right hand. Yeah, so I mean I have a kill switch. Usually I pick a sound for my kill switch in case everything gets all crazy. I'm like, ah.
Psyche of Sound.
Yeah, so but that's one way of playing it. I could also play it, which is my original, the original way of wanting to play it was playing it like a piano. So let me get my setting here together.
Isn't that your favorite instrument, Lady T?
You know it.
Okay.
You know it.
So I can do a little melodic. And I can even sing along with it if you want me to. It ain't hard to love you. It's the only thing I wanna do. Just before I saw you, it was just another day of a normal life. But then you walked into my world, changed it forever. Feelings should give me honestly never
want you forever, girl. You make me feel like I wanna fly. You got my stomach on butterflies. Life is each time I look in your eyes.
I hear you, T. So you gonna sing a little something for me, girl?
Yeah.
I'm just grooving with you.
Grooving with him.
You, I don't need to sing. Yeah. I'm amazed at this instrument.
Now, I hear a couple bad notes in there. I'm sitting down, I'm sitting
amazed
down
at,
a little
like,
funny on it, you know.
This, I'm
yeah.
still trying to figure out. I'm watching your fingers moving on it and the sounds that are coming out of it.
Yeah.
You know how to work
Man,
that
you just
thing.
blew my top, man.
Wow.
I'm done with you.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you this: who are some of your influences as far as artists?
From Earth.
From
Well, I don't know if these fellas, you know, they're really
Or
real.
Mars.
I mean, I have a collection of influences. I mean, I grew up. I'll give you a little small smidgen of what influenced me. Like, so growing up, my mother and father were into a lot of different music. My dad was heavily into the funk stuff. So like it was a lot of you know, Rick James and, you know, P-Funk and that type of stuff. Whereas my mom was into like a lot of the John Cougar Mellencamp, Rod Stewart's,
Wow, that's
you know,
rich.
and so, you know, me and my brothers, of course, grew up in the hip hop era, and it was just like it's just a collection of stuff. So by the time I was going to school and Guns N' Roses was popular, like I'm just happy I grew up like in a time where MTV was, you know, doing what MTV should have done. They still be doing, but you know, they were just really forking out these different artists from all over the world, and it was just a really cool place to really grow up and that energy in early
Nice.
MTV. So
You know what? I can really identify with that because my parents also, they played a lot of music in the house.
Yeah.
So I was like influenced by it could definitely gospel,
Right.
but blues, R&B, classical,
Yeah.
even a little bit of opera. So
Wow, I've heard
Yeah.
you do opera, so
Wow.
yes,
yeah, it's in my
another-
repertoire for sure. So I know what it's like to have all those different influences and then finding your own voice.
yes,
You know,
that's
it
the
takes-
hard part. See,
That
you know,
it can be. you
yes,
know.
I mean, a lot of people make mistakes when they go to these auditions, and I don't want to get into some reality television shows. But when they go to these
hear you.
auditions, they'll tend to sing the song that they like, opposed to the song they sound good singing. And so,
That's
you know,
interesting.
when you find your own voice and you find your own sound, it's free. You're free. You free yourself. For
sure.
Would you consider your sound Psyche?
Yeah. Well, my approach is always. I don't know.
Well, it definitely affects the psyche.
My approach
my
has
God,
always
I
been
love it.
It's for the song. Like, and a lot of people will say, well, this is my thing. Like, I've always, when I'm listening to a new track, whether I wrote it or another producer produced it, I want to hear it the way I vision it, how it should sound, opposed to like, this is my thing. I always say ooh-ha every time, or my lyrics, you know, it's got to be, it's got to be whatever it should be. And that's why everything comes out so uniquely different, because I never approach any song the same way.
Right, absolutely.
You know, they may come in 2s or 3s, you know, in that time frame. You know, that week I made these 2 songs, but like ultimately, you know, everything sounds. It's a different influence. You never sit down and write a hip hop song, a rock song. It just kind of comes out to whatever it is. Unless I'm doing something for someone else, that's different.
Wow. Well, you definitely have a lot of great music, and I can hear a lot of the influences in your music. So what's next for Psyche of Sound?
Yeah, talk to us.
I'm gonna be performing live, butt naked with a sweater on. No, I'm just joking. I have a lot of different things that are brewing. Because of the music, everything is because of the music. But I had ideas that turned into little film projects. They started off with just wanting to make a CD, and then it turned into like having characters in the script, which got really weird. But now it's very common to me. So it's trying to get those ideas pushed, as well as I have a new project that's being mixed now. Got a couple horns being put on one of my songs that has a very islandy. Some songs are kind of African, soca, and in Caribbean, Jamaican.
Nice.
Like, it's weird. I don't know where it came from. Because
like a
you know, most
nice
people can say, well, this
stew.
was influenced by these artists. You know, of course, I listened to a lot of stuff, but I think the travel kind of did it to me. But that project's on the way, as well as some Latin stuff.
Nice.
But then there's always, I call it the Psyche stuff, the stuff I just do by myself. But I'm just excited about it all, because I want to travel the world and do a lot of different shows. getting back on
Well,
stage. And doing shows.
I listen. We got a confession to make. Also, the animation you guys see at the beginning. Let me tell you how talented this brother is. The animation you see at the beginning of the show, he did that. And even the song, if you see the connection between the animation song and the song that followed, that was his song that he wrote, produced, and arranged. We thought it only, out of respect and the love of his art, we had to let him perform how that song really sounds.
Yeah, we once I heard that song, I went crazy over it, and I'm so glad
That's
we
a
were
hit.
able to use it for the intro.
I want to give
Where
a
can they
shout out
get
to Pop the Man and Sick that I produced a song with. It's great producers, great friends of mine that worked on that with me. That track for it's called Share.
Can we get that? Can the people get that song? Or,
Oh yes, definitely. It should be available everywhere.
Yeah, it actually is.
Online.
I want
Right.
to just kind of say that's the way I discovered it. Osmond actually sent me a link to his YouTube channel, Psyche of Sound on YouTube, and you have a nice playlist on there. I was scrolling through it. It was like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I came
Check
across
it out.
Share.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's
so
really
they can
nice.
buy these tracks and
They can definitely. There's that one and many
That's
more variety. So Share is a single that's probably one of my later singles that I just released. It will be on a forthcoming project. It's currently untitled. But it's available as of now. You can get it on wherever you shop: Google Play, Apple, iTunes, Amazon. You can listen to it online for free on YouTube. But don't tell nobody I told you that.
You know what? I can't wait to see Bruno Mars open up for you. Can we see that happen?
right,
I'd love
yeah.
to see that happen.
Well, Psyche of Sound, you've been wonderful having you here today.
Appreciate it.
Brought
Thank
a
you
lot
so
of
much.
great music, a lot of great vibes, a lot of great feelings.
He brought the
624.
future to the 624. That's right, man. The future is here, and its name is Psyche of Sound.
So check him out. Look
right.
out for him. Do you have a website or anything we want to share?
Everything is under Psyche of Sound, so psycheofsound.com. If you want me on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, it's everything is Psyche of Sound. That's PSYCHE of Sound.
All right.
In the Spotlight studio here at the 624.
Thank you so much, Psyche of
Thank
Sound.
you.
Thank you.
I know
Thank
we're
you.
going to go viral on that one. I just got a feeling.
That's right. It's been a
So
great...
don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the 624. And if you want to see more of Miss Tisa Williams, this is the place to be because she also has her new project coming out. So keep on the lookout on that too. But definitely like, share, subscribe. It matters.
It does. The 624 show.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, we're going to say, what we're going to say, T? Deuces.
Deuces. Let's
Hey.
get it until we see you next time.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Love, peace, and be blessed.
All right. Take care.